Welcome to Central Happenings Network. I'm your host, Bellagio Sampler, and welcome to the show. We have a very good lineup of news for today. An amazing lineup. To read a few headlines before we get into it. We're going to talk about the Michigan crash. Was it a plane? Was it a UFO? There's some big stuff happening in Michigan in terms of military and police movements. We're going to talk about that. We got 4 threads about that. We have a retired Israeli general talking about space aliens, and that he asked Trump not to expose what he's calling the Galactic Federation. We got who Biden's gonna pick for the head of the Pentagon in Clown World, the alternate reality. We're living in a dual timeline more than ever. Half the people believe one thing, the other half the people believe something a little bit better. We'll put it that way. Who's right? The only people that are right are people that believe in God, in Jesus. But even if you don't, stick around. We're all friends here. We're gonna get comfy. We're gonna listen to some good news. I want to welcome everyone on all platforms, on DLive, on Twitch. Right-wing cyber shogun in the house. Snowball, Plan D, Don't Believe the Hype, Maria Fernandez. We said Plan D. Plan D. Yes, he gets a double shout out. KZYY over on DLive. Corrid42. When I'm reading the restream chat that has everyone on it, it doesn't show emojis. It just says elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough. So I learned something new today. That dab emoji is, the AI says it's an elbow cough. Beautiful. I love it. Mr. Jamon Serrano over on DLive, thank you for hanging out. Crusader San. Owen. My Killer over at DLive. Micah Hester. Destroyer of Iniquity is hanging out all over the place. Wishbone over on Twitch. Our buddy Wishbone, aka Woody from GTA RP and many other big games. Check him out over on Twitch. He is a serious, way more serious than me when it comes to streaming. And right now, he's working on some artwork, hand-drawn, comic book level. Actually, I think he's even like rendering artwork, actually. Big stuff happening. I love it. Big Smitty in the house. I want to thank Roger, that's all we're going to say, for a $45 donation yesterday, Christmas donation. And then we have the return. He is the humble Christian Anon. He's here in chat right now. He does not want to be named. He is super humble, super based, and loves our man Jesus. Thank you, humble Christian Anon, for the $177 huge Christmas donation that really helps out. And you all just sharing the show, making threads on 4chan, getting other people in here, new people, hanging out in the bunker. We got some new stuff on the TV, and we're gonna be hanging out. Let's pull up the first little bit of news to look at, but I have to put another song on. This song has ended. We gotta get some comfy music on. This is good. Gotta adjust the volume so it's not too loud, not too low. Put that over here. By this time next year, I want to get a third monitor. We don't need one yet. This is next year's wish list. We'll save up all year. Like next Black Friday, when monitors are a little bit cheaper. They're getting there. They're getting right to where Bellagio likes it. So let's talk about the first article of news. We'll pull this up. It's happening with a Goro. This is like brand new. We got to save this onto the hard drives. This one's going on the sealed hard drive. We have 18 miles of underground fiber optic cable running from here to a junction box. And then that junction box all underground in a, what I like to call a John McAfee-esque copper Faraday cage. It's now known as a McAfee cage. And the junction box leads to 15,000 miles of underground network spider cable leading to Hollow Earth and eventually leading to the Mojave Desert, where we have buried hard drives. The buried hard drives contain the memes. Memes like this, as simple as it may sound, are very powerful. Let's continue. We got 7+ states suing over the election. People on History Channel and John Podesta claiming aliens are real. Could be true. But it's like tomato, tomato, potato, potato, where you call one thing, we call another. I think aliens are just demons. The Bible talks about it. Various, texts talk about it. Okay, but this is happening right now, the whole alien thing. We're going to talk about that. I have another thread about that. I don't know where I put it. Somewhere up here. This one. We're going to talk about this. Are they friends? We're going to find out on this episode. Okay, both sides simultaneously threatening civil war and shilling against it. Ammo is scarce. The Great Reset, mandatory untested vaccines on the horizon. What this Anon is calling cuck masks, and on and on. Most of this is obviously crap, so the question is, why this all-out confusion assault? Good question. First of all, because of the quickening, because where we are in this reality, things are happening a lot quicker, and with the internet and everyone's connected. Before it was just like, your dad had a computer, your uncle had a computer. Then it became the generation of Facebook, where everyone had a computer. Then eventually everyone had a smartphone. Now every child from birth knows how to use smartphones. Very scary stuff. And this is the beast grid system. This is the cyberpunk reality we live in. It's a double-edged sword. Half of it's amazing that we can all connect with each other. All around the world, we're talking to each other right now. On different platforms, on DLive, on Twitch. Various people of different genders, different backgrounds, different ethnicities. And we all come together because of this technology. And on the other hand, the technology is used to track us, to trace us, to compartmentalize us, to censor us. That's why in a recent memory hold, Titus Frost and someone new I've never heard of, but I'm also not out there scanning all the time. I like him. real news fake mic, or is a fake mic real news? Someone correct me in the chat. Captain Frost is in the house. Fake news. No. Real news, fake microphone, fake mic. I like him. He's good, high energy. I could tell that he does not get demotivated, demoralized. Good guy. But they were talking, and Titus was saying that we have to eventually do this in real life. And I've always talked about having a good local community, have a good church you go to. And a good church you go to is one that talks about these things. Understands the world we live in and is not, it's still open. My church has been open this whole time. I think it closed for 1 week during this whole thing. But fully open, no masks. But the churches are next to be mega persecuted. Christians are next. Right now, this is like the beta test. The conspiracy theorists are going to be the first to be persecuted now or being censored now. But it's going to happen, all out war against Christians coming soon. Will Turbit, fake Mike, real news, aka demand the truth. That's cool. He met him outside met him at the Bilderberg conference outside protesting years ago. Roger Sherman. I don't know if you are the Roger Anon, but if you are, thank you. Thank you for your donation. But if not, Roger Anon is out there somewhere. God bless you. So, let's see. You thought I was going to start banning posting? He's been doing okay lately. His shows have not been that bad. Believe it or not, anyone that's bringing light to this fraud and promoting good news, I like right now. Even Charlie Kirk, believe it or not, right now, he has been covering the election fraud. And for his blogosphere, for his circle of influence, it's great. Great information he's putting out there. So we all need to be putting good information. But as I was saying, we have to make local communities, local organizations, and eventually we're going to have to make local meetups. And it's going to get so bad that's going to be the real way to do it. And that also involves getting organized with your local communities too, knowing who your local sheriff is. That's a big one. Becoming friends with your local sheriff, and if that's not possible because he might have been co-opted, fake elections. Let me lower the music a little bit in my ears. I think the music should be good for you guys. Background should just be a background music, maybe one more notch lower. Background today. Let's go down this thread. As I was saying with this whole Q thing too, everyone's very the world will say is very anti-Q. This is a beta test for when Jesus does return. If you're a real Christian out there, you believe the Bible front to back, you believe in a virgin birth, you believe in a resurrection, and you believe in a return. So when he comes back, there's going to be many people that still don't believe. That's the media. And this is all there'll be Comedy Central specials, talking about Jesus, stuff like that. This is all a beta test. You could see it now times 1,000. Music is a tad loud. I think I lowered it by then, but I don't know if DLive is on a lag. KZYY, let me know if the music's better now over on DLive. I lowered it a notch, but there might be a That should be good. We shall see. So, and I'm not saying Q is Jesus, so don't mix that up at all. It's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just take all these topics of like whatever the media picks as the enemy, whether it's Donald Trump, that's a beta test also for the future of Christian persecution. Think about churches like the one I go to, and the one hopefully you go to, in the next couple months when they don't close down, when they stay open, when they're not using masks. That's why you need to have a good structure, and medium-sized to big churches are not bad. Right now, they have the manpower. They have the legal teams to fight back. You notice how like the mega churches, that's not what I'm talking about. They shut down, they capitulated. But big churches in your area, especially if they're fighting the local health inspectors and local government, are good places to find like-minded people with like-minded beliefs and like-minded views of the world. Let's get to the next. The shills are on full autopilot, I call it. They're going through script after script. Let's look at a couple. So this is what we're going to talk about in a minute, about the former head of Israeli space security program says aliens exist, but they think humans aren't ready, so they only communicate with the governments of the US and Israel. Trump found out and was going to tell everyone, but they convinced him to keep it quiet. So that's like the rumor going around on beaches of Tel Aviv this Christmas. Pretty funny, but in a sense, what he's saying is true. We can hop over to that. We can hop over to that thread right now. Then I'm going to read what you're saying. From the Jerusalem Post. And if you were to translate this in biblical terms, what they're saying is very accurate. The governments of the world have been in contact with these aliens, interdimensional, extra-dimensional demons, clockwork elves, whatever you want to call them. Think about it. Think about, connect all the dots, connect all the memes. Just another terminology for demons. Let's read what you guys are saying. Pan your mic to mono. Pan your mic. Did something switch? Pan your mic to mono. You absolute savage. What happened to the mic? Let's look. No, it's on. It's on whatever it's called. The one where it's supposed to be, but something must have changed in the settings here. Thank you. We're working stuff out real time. Let it be. Testing. No, I mean, it's still showing up. I knew something was messed up. Advanced audio properties. Mono. Is this it? Ready? Let's see. Testing. 1, 2. There we go. Whoa! The boss tube. Thank you. Can we let's make him a moderator of CHN3 now. Now you are, it's too late. You're trapped here now. Unbelievable, guys. Mono. Does that sound better, everyone? Testing. 1, 2. I knew it looked off, and I don't know what update. Windows. I've been having NVIDIA driver update problems lately. Well, not update problems, but then the newest NVIDIA driver is absolute bullcrap. If anyone did it. Yeah, we're gonna do a show with Memory Hold. Me and him together, we're gonna do a show maybe tomorrow night, maybe late tonight, and me, Titus, and Memory Hold are due for a show soon, or just me and Titus. But I like the three of us. That'd be good. Let's see. Let's make sure the mic is better. Yep. Let's see. The storm is upon us. That's what Liquid Bacon is saying. Or rather, audio is only coming from the left side. Thank you, Magnetic Toast, honestly. I need people like you to keep me on my toes. Does it sound better now? Better, yes. Still a bit hot, but fine. Yeah, we can lower that. I can fix that. Okay, that's better, right? Now it's better. You were a little bit far away from me. A little less hot. It's on mono. Holy moly. This is a good song. Okay. So Trump, the aliens, and a lot of this stuff is to regain trust in the government. The whole John Podesta mystery man working for History Channel and all the hip Blink 182 guy, you know, whatever his name is, Travis Pastrana. I'm kidding. It's not what his name is. You know, Bucky Lasix and all that guy, you know, working with Podesta. So yeah, they're trying to regain trust in the government. That was the best I think I've heard recently. Biden is going to name Lloyd Austin the head of the Pentagon. The same Lloyd Austin, lazy-eyed Lloyd, that in 2015 said he was left with 4 to 5 Syrian rebels trained by the Americans while he had lost track of the other 4,995. So yes, this is going right back to the swamp. I saw a great picture recently, and I'm going to pull it up. Crap. I'm trying to think where I have it. I know I posted it in our Discord. It's a picture of the last few presidents and how many people from Israel are in their cabinets. Okay, because you know the whole meme of Zion Dawn, but this totally blew that meme out of the water. I'm gonna look for it. 1 second. Basically, Obama hired like maybe conservatively like 80 to 90 dual citizens. We'll put it that way. Dual citizens of tribal descent. Middle Eastern tribal descent, dual citizens. And then like the Clintons hired 100 and Bush hired like 200. You know, I'm exaggerating the number. I'm trying to find the meme. We're going to find it. And one of my based people in our Discord are going to find it. And we are almost ready to open up invites on the next show. We're going to open up invites probably. I said it would be this one, but we're still working on a few kinks. Wait, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I got it. So, you guys are going to want to screen cap this one. You're going to want to screen cap it. Of course, it's better quality, but maybe I'll post this. Make an imager so it's better. So this is labeled Jews in the Trump administration, Barack Obama administration, George W. Bush administration. And you can see the list is quite extensive for Barack Obama, quite extensive for George W. Bush. But really for Trump administration, it's just, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people. I don't know what the blue signifies, because there's people with black names and then blue names. Signifies. But you can see how massive the list is here. The people in Obama and Bush administration. David Friedman is the ambassador to Israel for Trump. Jared Kushner, Jason Greenblatt, Steve Mnuchin. I always love that. Mnuchin. Stephen Miller. I love Stephen Miller. He is very based. Gary Cohn. Reed Condish. I can't see. It's a little bit blurry. I'm going to get this in better quality. Rod Rosenstein. Guys, that's it though. And then look at this Obama list. So don't allow the shills out there to tell you, well, you know, just give up now. Biden is one Zion president for another. You know, Zion president. Don't listen to him. It's a complete lie from the very pits. Trump, as a new guy, taking over a current old political party that hates him, that has people like Mitt Romney in there, completely being a traitor. Mitt Romney says he's a Republican, he's really a Democrat. That's why the two-party system is failed. But Trump really isn't a part of that. And in the event that in the timeline that he does lose and walks out of the White House peacefully, the rumor is he's making his own political party. But that's not going to happen. He'll win. Maybe his children will make a new political party. My whole point is this. We don't want an acceleration towards globalism, towards the New World Order, towards the vaccines. We want to enjoy our time and to turn around more of the evil that Clinton, Bush, Obama has done. So the logical thing would be to have Trump win. That being said, the caveat here, the fine print, is we're Christians at the end of the day. It really doesn't matter who is in charge, politically speaking, because we have Jesus. It's that simple. But what I'm saying is, under a Biden presidency, in my opinion, will be less comfy as a Trump presidency the next 4 years. But that being said, it really doesn't quite matter. What does matter is the fine details in between the civil war being promoted on both sides, the Fed posters out there, and the armies of paid cubicle shills from Indonesia, Philippines, India, China, Detroit, Sri Lanka, Oakland, Kuwait, California, all these third world nations that have been distraught by Democrat and globalism. It's that simple. And the most important battle that Trump is doing is this voter fraud, because it's bringing it to the forefront. We've known about voter fraud for years now. For 15, 20 years, the machines are rigged. We've known that completely, but now it's coming mainstream. Think about that. Think of how amazing that is. Isn't that amazing? What was I saying? I'm reading what you guys are saying. Ted Cruz is Canadian. Globalism versus nationalism right now. Exactly. I'm trying to read what you guys are saying. Captain Frost says demoralization agents who cannot defend their own positions. Trump is clearly better than Biden or any other current politician. Yeah, true. But again, I think you and me both agree is that our hope is in a higher plane than the political sphere. But we would love to have 4 more years of salt. Princess Boudica just subscribed over on Twitch. Thank you very much. I gotta set up the my Streamlabs alerts to also alert D-Live stuff, and it's gotta be up there now. It's gotta be. Building fires are nuts, Crusader San saying. Well, as I was saying, the voter fraud. Thank you, Crusader San. Is Trump is bringing this to light. So no matter what happens, the whole world is going to know about voter fraud and look at things differently. Like, you live in a, you know, take New York, for example. All the upstate and country is very Republican. But there are embedded Democrat mayors and governors everywhere, and sheriffs. And because New York City holds all the power, the whole state gets turned blue every time. But maybe because of voter fraud, that's not the case. Maybe their math, it's just a rigged game from the start. It looks that way, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe there's so many more people voting in the countryside regions of your state, the red regions of your state, and all the frauds happening in the inner cities. Now we're all looking at it differently, so I think it's a beautiful thing. Let's keep looking. Okay. Let's next topic. I don't know what this is. Y'all better get in here. At Tom2Badcat just dropped info. It's very, very bad. We're gonna read it. Equality. And he dropped his info, and it lines up with it. Everyone needs to read this. Stay informed. Scary times are in. Before we read any further, we're not afraid. We're gonna be fine. Christians, real Christians out there. Texas, Arkansas, Alabama, Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, South Dakota files suit at the Supreme Court charging Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Georgia for unlawful elections, which violates the U.S. Constitution. Source who works for the Pentagon confirms soon Trump will take over the national broadcast system. Listen and follow instructions. Don't panic. Our military, law enforcement, and other great patriots got this. We will prevail. Trump 2020. I like these things. These are good. Say what you will. Call it more QAnon, copium, opium. Let's put it at the very least. Okay, I'm going to show you some stuff in a little bit about the Michigan plane crashes. That's going to blow your mind. And I'm going to show you some stuff from our Sky Kings thread. Where are we? You're looking at all the behind the scenes news coming up. You sons of Vawi. Where was I? Over here? Nope. I'm leaking all the downcast news. Here we are. Holy crap. Stay here. Okay. Let me show you. You're gonna love this information. Coupled, because we're gonna pause here before we read any further for the people that are saying it's too good to be true. Let me show you from our fine military observers and monitors and Sky King watchers over on the Sky King. Oops. Open original. Our Sky King thread over in the Discord. Soon we're going to do a big vetting. We're going to get a bunch of new people in. And it'll be easier process to vet people through. There's also flight tracker going on. So look, right now there's 92 H-60s up in the air. Busy evening. This was last night. Whole bunch of military operations going on behind the scenes. A bunch of refueling operations that have been going on the last just every day, like way more than, you know, crazy stuff going on. Let me show you this from one of our good guys over there. You know who you are. Let's zoom out a little bit. We're too zoomed in. It's a high quality photo. He doesn't fuck around. High quality. So look, all these planes on the East Coast off here with its tracking beacon turned on so the people like you and me can see it. Okay, he zoomed in for us. We can drag this over here. See this, the shape of the plane even? They really want us to see what this is. One of these type of spy planes. Fast moving, right? Am I wrong about this? Fast moving. Okay. So, all these different planes going on military operations. Let's continue reading now what this guy was saying, because there's a lot of truth to this. China has purchased 130,000 acres of land near Laughlin Air Force Base. Even the MSM is confirming this. Chinese spies have been identified in Congress. Chinese parcel services have been confirmed being received at election centers in USA. Chinese leaders have bragged this week of their influence and control in American politics. Biden has been confirmed as tied to CCP, as well as many high-level U.S. officials, including Georgia's Governor Kemp. In 2017, a video shows President Trump stating private jets with no guns. That's what I was saying. In the Oval Office saying a storm is coming. Yesterday and today, the 82nd Airborne posted in 2 separate social media posts, a storm is coming, combat ready. Final preparations today for Devil Storm. The morning started with the combined arms rehearsal, the brigade walkthrough of the planned operation, during which company battery troops commander, along with sustainment leaders, briefed the team on the base plan of executing the mission. The day closes out with sustained airborne training for all paratroopers who will be jumping into the fight. The storm is upon us. Watch it unfold this week. Intel points to potential martial law being declared by or on December 14th, as long as they don't inject anyone during that, as long as it's to round up the Chinese spies. And let's talk about the China thing, if you guys saw this. Ron Code Monkeys, the coder and the co-creator, maintainer of old 8chan, new 8ku, and I think he recently stepped down. He says, remember those tiny packs of seeds sent from China to random addresses in America earlier this year? The rumor floating around is that China was checking which addresses were still valid for mail-in or absentee voting. Now that is a good freaking rumor, put it that way, right? Good rumor. Magnetic Toast, you're leaving, gotta go back to work. Well, thank you, brother, for hanging out. Now this is a good theory, guys. This is amazing right here. Let's get back to this. Okay. The martial law. Intel is overwhelming that high-ranking Democrats and Republicans have conspired and acted in conjunction with the CCP to steal the 2020 election. And our military is not going to put up with that. The good people in our military, put it that way. Over the past 4 days, there have been massive movement of troops, equipment, and supplies within the continental United States. Today, Tuesday, the U.S. Navy is positioning aircraft carriers and their strike groups off both the U.S. East and West coasts. It appears we are preparing to defend ourselves from an invasion. China? ? Late Saturday, no fewer than 25 C-17 aircraft were in the skies over the USA. We can confirm that. People in my chat can confirm that. massive air movements, and we could see the air movements way better than the ground movements. We see the ground movements by posts and people showing convoys and trains carrying supplies. These C-17s were carrying troops and equipment around the nation, all going to Nellis Air Force Base. Wow. Also, late Saturday, no fewer than 12 C-130 aircraft were also on the move, also heading into Nellis. On Sunday, locals on and around Nellis reported the base was swarming with soldiers and Marines. They also reported seeing a vast array of land fighting vehicles coming out of cargo aircraft. This morning, according to the U.S. Naval Institute, the Navy has deployed 3 aircraft carriers plus a landing helicopter dock off the U.S. West Coast and 2 aircraft carriers. That we're going to need 3 on the West Coast because of all the dissidents, the Soros bots. Did you know every major Democrat city has a Communist Party headquarters? Los Angeles' Communist Party headquarters is in downtown LA. It's public knowledge, but then it's like they don't tell you, you know? Two on the East Coast and their strike groups, plus another LHD off the East Coast. Off the West Coast is the USS Carl Vinson in the Pacific, not at port, along the Oregon-Washington border, the USS Essex off the coast of San Francisco, and the USS Theodore Roosevelt and its strike group off the coast of Los Angeles. Off of the East Coast are the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower off the coast of Connecticut and the USS Gerald R. Ford. I know Titus Frost keeps track of ships and naval movements. Maybe he can confirm this. And also the USS Gerald Ford off the coast of New Jersey and the USS Iwo Jima off the coast of South Carolina. The map below lays out the approximate location of the vessels given these new naval deployments and the very large set of movement of troops into Nellis Air Force Base. Nellis would be the command center of the East, on the East Coast, and maybe the whole campaign. One gets the impression that the United States is preparing to defend its homeland from an actual invasion while we're weakened, while we're fighting politically, while the media is planning to roll out their campaign to say Donald Trump's doing this, Donald Trump's taking over, Donald Trump, that's what the media is going to say. But the military knows, the police know, fire department knows what's going on. So that's an amazing thread right there. Let's talk about very interesting stuff. I'm going to link this thread actually on all 3 platforms for people that would like to read this in non-censorship format. We're going to come back to that. That's good. I'm happy I clicked on this one. Okay, I want to see if I want to report this next topic. Okay, even a broken clock can be right. Okay, Bellagio always says that. Mindy Robinson, these, she's definitely, batshit crazy, we could say. But she's right about this particular topic. The COVID-19, this is back in December 2020 and also October 2020. COVID vaccine, first person in the UK receives the jab. Faulty US COVID-19 response, yada, yada, yada. And they're showing this woman from, multiple timelines getting this shot supposedly. Okay, and in the official picture, she's holding her hands in an Illuminati position. I hope they show it. Well, here's the Illuminati, but the main picture they're showing, and all the nurses clapping that she got the first vaccine in the UK. She's holding her hands in an Illuminati New World Order hand gesture, guys. And it's all out there, out in the open, okay? You heard it here first. The FBI is tracking 500,000 counterfeit ballots in 4 battleground states. So now good elements of the FBI are looking into it. We're gonna look at this. So the reason why I have this brought up is China is building a massive pig farm. 840,000 pigs will meet their fate there every year. And of course they're making the Uyghur Uyghur Muslims, Cenk Uyghur Muslims, work on this. It's like the Cenk Uyghur clones. Millions of Cenk Ungers. Why am we talking about this? Because China has no regulations. Disgusting living habitation for the pigs. But the one thing I wanted to bring up is these type of buildings all around the world. These are the cubicle farms. These are the shill farms all around the world. It's like when you call customer service for your favorite American company and you're rerouted to Jonathan, you know, but really his name is Raoul in Bangladesh. Same thing with the shill farms, the shills you put up with, the people that come and comment negatively on your videos, on your posts. They all work in big cubicle farms like this. I thought that was interesting analogy that you guys would like. Trump says we will be intervening. This is code word for what we just talked about. We will be intervening in Capitol, in the Texas plus many other states case. This is the big one. Our country needs a victory. You see, our military, they got the word of what's happening. Top brass. Joe Biden was going to literally give America over to the Chinese communists. Let's take the same scenario and put 2 different world leaders there. If China were to invade US tomorrow and Joe Biden was president, what would happen? He would completely capitulate and feign defeat and hand over the keys to the kingdom. But Donald Trump, he does not have any ties to China. He's not selling out to China. And he's not even selling out to Israel like all the shills are saying. The fact of the matter is Trump might be the only president since JFK that actually loves this country. And all the presidents before JFK, they all loved this country. And in their own special way. Even Eisenhower. But after JFK, you know, those guys, we can't say it as much. Especially the Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama. And Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer, he might have liked America, but he sold out. He sold out big time. And we're almost to the main bit of news, the Michigan crash. We're going to talk about that coming up. Stick around. Stick around. We're almost there. The CDC admits there is no COVID-19. John Rappaport, an article in here dated July. The CDC document is titled CDC 2019 Novel Coronavirus Real-Time RT-PCR Diagnostic Panel. Is dated July 13th, 2020. Buried deep in the document on page 39 in the section titled Performance Characteristics, we have this. Since no qualified virus isolates of the 2019 nCoV are currently available, assays diagnostic tests designed for detection of the 2019 CoV RNA were tested with characterized stocks of in vitro transcribed full-length RNA. The key phrase there is since no quantified virus isolates of the 2019 are currently available. Every object that exists can be quantified, which is the same measured. The use of the term quantified in that phrase means the CDC has no measurable amount of the virus because it is unavailable. The CDC has no virus. So we all know this. It's a flu. You get a boo boo on your knee. You piss on it, okay? Sterilize it. Rub some dirt in it. You cut your knee. You smear more dirt in it. What is this, like, whiny? Wear a mask. I see people every day when I go out, and I get so mind blown. This guy like runs to his car, like wipes his hands down full of hand sanitizer. And then there's people like me that aren't doing that. I haven't gotten sick. Like, what's the point of like dousing yourself with hand sanitizer every day? I don't get it. Okay, we're almost there, Spygate, Traitors Among Us, bunch of news articles covering this. I'm posting this on all platforms right now, because we're not going to cover this in everything. Tulsi Gabbard slept with female Chinese spies. Imagine that. The same Tulsi Gabbard in the Klaus Straub network of E-celeb shills like Danny Crenshaw, Richard Spencer, etc., etc. So this is a good thread. Okay. I brought this up because I thought this would be funny to cover. Did Christians really destroy the ancient pagan texts? Or were pagans just too dumb to write anything down? And then we look at this picture here. It's probably a guy. Thor is not your blonde, blue-eyed Aryan. Norse paganism empowers women. Half the gods were immigrants. There are queer gods. Freya was pro-choice. Warriors do not equal bullies. So the question that OP asked on this slide thread is, did Christians really destroy the ancient pagan text? My answer after reading this is no, we didn't destroy enough pagan texts. I don't think enough texts were destroyed, right? I don't think we'd be here today if exterminatus occurred on the scale that they'd like to teach you. Elon Musk is moving to Texas. Look at this guy. Does Elon Musk even exist? He's like Joe Biden. He doesn't really exist. Silicon Valley billionaire Elon Musk said on Tuesday he had relocated to Texas from California as he wanted to focus more on Tesla's Inc. new electric car plant and his SpaceX venture in the Lone Star State. I mean, they like to launch, I don't know what the weather's like down there on the coast, but Texas has a little coastline, right? Like, little water coastline. They could be launching rockets from down there. Amazing. Okay, what's this? Oh yeah, we looked at the plane. Okay, that's a great thread there. Now we are finally on the Michigan crash thread number 10. People, let me read what you guys are saying first. Let's build up. We have, we're at minute 55. Let's take a little sip of something to drink. Let's take a little nibble on a chicken tendy. No, I'm kidding. I don't eat on air. Right Wing Cyber says the virus is a psychological mutation of the flu in preparation for the mark of the beast. Very possible. What is it, a 97% survival rating? I want some comfy music on for this next. My computer is running good with this new RAM. I got 32 gigabytes of the same speed RAM, same company. G-Skill, I think. I think I use G-Skill RAM. I like G-Skill. They have good RAM. Let me get some comfy music on. I guess you're a good comfy track. Hope so. This is the Krista Ilia ASMR track, where Krista Ilia just talks with his accent. Here we go. I'm gonna keep reading what you're saying. Shanona is saying Trump pushing this vaccine worries me. He knows this virus isn't worse than the flu. He's supposed to have had it. Why is he pushing an experimental vax? That's a very interesting question. My theory on this is, and on your question, is Trump will never mandate the vaccine. I think he's even said against that. It will never be mandatory. That's what Trump said. But we can look at some actions that other people are taking in the cabinet that go against what he's saying. I think he wants the vaccine there for the people that love vaccines, okay? There's people out there, and let me tell you, let's look at it like an RPG. Let's look at it like a video game for a minute. Your great uncles, your great aunts, the generation they came from is the vaccine generations, where they had to get polio vaccines and all the different vaccines, right? Smallpox, like whatever you can come up. Polio's the big one, I think. They all had to be vaccinated for polio. They survived it. Who knows? Whatever. Those people out there are begging for the new vaccine because, let me tell you why. Your great aunts and uncles, they just want to get back to work. They just want to reopen their restaurant. So, and this is a slippery slope. This is how the enemy gets you to go get vaccinated, because the whole vaccine pass, and we'll probably talk about this when me and Memory Hole do a show, or me and Titus, or whoever wants to do a show. But it's a very slippery slope how they get you. I have to go get a COVID test in order, without getting into too much details. For medical reasons, I need to get a COVID test. Not because I have it. But if I don't get it, I won't be able to do another test I need to do. And that's how they get you also. So, I draw the line at the vaccine. I'll never get the vaccine. I've never taken a flu shot. That's where I draw the line. But, you know, I don't want to get my brain jabbed, but I'll survive. It's like a 5-second test. I will survive it. And it's not worth losing a job over. It's not worth going broke over. Like, people out there, if you're comfortable enough and you live at home and you're able to lose work and leave work, you know, good for you. But some people that own homes and are having families, we can't lose our job. So I will take a test. But in the event that it becomes, oh, you have to get a vaccine now, that's when I go to the streets and protest my work in my local community and make a huge stink about it on the news. I have my mind hacking, customer service hacking ways of doing things that, in terms of publicity and optics for a company, it's not good for companies. So, but I'm not at that phase yet. I'm at the phase now where I'm like, yeah, I'll man up. It's just, I'm actually a bigger baby when it comes to blood. Like, if they wanted to take blood from me without like telling me what test it's for, like if they're scanning my levels or whatever, vitamin levels, your blood test you get once a year, whatever, it's different. But if this COVID test is like, oh, come draw blood, I don't like needles, but I think I could survive the nose thing. But listen, we all should have our own lines in the sand that we, in our world, will not cross. And I hope everyone here, it's the vaccine. And again, depending on who you are and your life, I don't judge you if you have to wear a mask at work or if you have to get the test. Because keep that job, you know, out there. You just got a new job, they're asking you to test. Why not? You love the new job you're telling me you love. I think you should get a test, put it that way. Let's see what you got talking about. Texas is safer from invasion. Not from Mexico. But Texas is very safe. Scrolling down the list. Texas Rangers, I like that. Ban. What did Liquid Bacon say? There's nudity in the karate video in the background. How much? Holy freaking... What, did it just end on nudity? We have to change that video out. That is the... YouTube. That's not a big deal. There's so many worse channels out there, worse things that could happen. Let's see if this one's better. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. So I gotta catch up on chat. We'll fix that video the next episode. At least I switched it out. But it's not quite centered and square. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the vaccine thing, that it's gonna... We're gonna have to be protesting in the streets when this happens. Gonna test me for the gays, you saying? The line has been crossed. Yeah, it's true. It's true, the line has been crossed. They will use people's DNA profile to target you with 5G. Right-wing cyber shogun saying, I've heard all the theories on this. This is where then I'm going to read this next topic. And let me just give you a solid fact. Now more than ever, you have to access and activate the promises and protection of God. You can't just go out there all assuming, you know, but also living in fear. And God can protect you from anything. There's people worried about that they're going to alter your DNA and sever you from the connection to God. That is not possible. Mankind couldn't even build the Tower of Babel. Mankind is futile in their attempts. We're looking at it from a perspective of History Channel and CNN, and it's like, oh, Elon Musk is amazing, and Nikola Tesla, he's so cool and hip. But mankind is futile, and I am not afraid of 5G. The reason why I don't want to get the vaccine is because I'm anti putting chemicals in my body. I don't do drugs. I don't like getting needles. I don't like getting poked. I also have never taken a flu shot. The last thing I ever needed to get was a tetanus shot, and that wasn't good. It gave me some health complications, put it that way. So ever since then, I am never taking a vaccine, ever again. So that is what I want to draw the line right there. But I'm not worried about DNA. They already have your DNA. If they want your DNA, your DNA is left everywhere. Everywhere you go, you're leaving DNA behind. Uh-oh. What's going on? Did they cut? Oh, excellent connection. We're still here? YouTube gave me a fake I didn't even drop any frames. That was crazy. Go down. Yeah, so you have to fully put on the armor of God. We are fully protected right now from any schemes that they have with nanotechnology. Any of that stuff does not work on Christians. And you can look into the science behind that. I'll do a whole... My next show is going to be a Bible study. I'm due for a Bible study. We could do a small segment of that Bible study on this topic of their technology doesn't work on true Christians. Virithras Shepherd says, I wear a double filter respirator when I go shopping for the lulls. If I'm required to do it, I should have fun with it. Yeah, it's not, they say it's a requirement here where I live, but it's not really a requirement. But there are states where they say it's required, right? Have some conviction, as Market Garden saying. Stoner is right. Low-key booba posted. Patrick Howard says, my job won't let you come back after a test, regardless of the results, until, but yeah, it's so dumb. So dumb. Oh my God, that's the scary thing. Virithra Shepherd Ducks is saying that they're going to pay people to get the vaccine. That's scary because a lot of people are going to flock to it. Get your vaccine, the government will pay you. Oh my God. That's so sickening, isn't it? Okay, hold on. Still catching up on chat. Yeah. NPC 777 is saying, in the beginning, Karens were the people who got mad at those not wearing masks. Now they say Karens are people who don't wear masks. Perfect example of the movement being hijacked by the mainstream media. NPC 777, very insightful. Yes, the armor of God is super important. Horrid is saying Congress just penned a letter to Congress requesting clarity on banks holding crypto. Interesting. To regulators. Oh, pen a letter to regulators. Trump already hooked my car up. I don't need the $1,000. God bless. And I've been getting you guys with the couple new Patreons we got last month and the random donations from Humble Christian Anon, from Roger Anon, just randomly in the middle of the night, like hit me hard. I love it. So I am blessed right now. Thank you guys so much for your support. And I would never, you couldn't pay me $1 million to get a vaccine. Doesn't that just set off a red flag? Like to people that are, to NPCs out there, it doesn't set off a red flag at all. They're like, yeah, the government wants to pay people to be healthy. It makes perfect sense. But to me, it's like a red flag that take the money. Oh my God, this is scary to think about. A lot of times they don't even ask in mom and pop stores. Roger Sherman is correct. Yeah, it's like, oh, you're inside stores. I get what you're saying. That's good to know in LA. Interesting. Here's the problem, okay? There's a difference between And then we're going to get into this topic about Michigan. I'm having fun with you guys reading chat. The mask is a reverse Yarmulyak. I'm not going to pronounce that right. Yarmulyak. Okay, so if you live in an area where it's like mandated and you got like security guards like, you know, yelling at you, why does it keep saying no data? I want you guys to press 1 in the chat if everything is okay with the stream. Press 2 if it's cutting out for you. Why is YouTube lying to me? I haven't dropped 1 frame, so it's not on my end if they're cutting out. Okay, so the difference is if you're like going up against security guards who are trying to arrest you, then yeah, I like you protesting wearing a mask. But if you live in an area like me where it's like, I just go to the store, I don't wear a mask sometimes, you know, no one's bothering me, that's great. But then the day that I go, it's like a little grandmother work. I always use this analogy because where I live, it's true. It's like a true thing that's happening to me. There's like some little old lady, it's like she's retired, but she has a job to help pay her extra bills, and all her job is just to be nice, and you could tell she's smiling under her mask. Poor lady has to wear a mask all day. And her job is to tell you, oh, can you remind you put a mask, like nicely telling you too. Am I going to be a dick to this woman? Am I going to be non-Christian to her? There's a difference between crusading against the greasy, young, you know, guy yelling at you to put a mask on. So I just think I use more discretion with the different. Yeah, there are times when I go somewhere and it's like Home Depot and they're like, you have to wear the mask, and they got some asshole out front yelling at you. And I'm like, I'll make a big stink about it. Then I'll tell them I'm going over to Lowe's. Screw you guys. Lowe's doesn't make me wear a mask. And I'll use my power of the purse. And I'll literally tell them in a protest form that now I'm going to go spend my money over at Lowe's, your competitor. So that's my story. Again, to each his own. But when it comes to the vaccine, that's when we all have to get in solidarity. And that's when we have to protest. And that's when Bellagio is going to unmask. You'll see me on the news. And then, you know, hopefully local Anons will form a union, a pact, a militia, an information militia. Everything's doing good. Okay, 111. Yeah, it's just like they're warning on the dumb live window. Everything's good on my end. Everything's good on Restream's end. Okay, let me read up a little bit what you guys are saying. My cryptocurrency portfolio is $53, mostly in Chainlink. I think I forgot what the other one is. It's laughable. But all my money is going into my house. My house is my investment. That's my plan. Donor says, tell them you have a medical condition, which would be very easy for me, and you will sue them, even the little old lady. Yeah, I'll explain it to her nicely. And there are some days when I'm in that mood, trust me. But I get a lot of my political aggression out on this channel. This is my cathartic release, where I could tell the world my opinions and thoughts, so that I won't have to tell that woman every day of the week. But there might be one day of the week when I'm in a mood, you know, and I'm like, you know, ma'am, I'm not wearing a mask today. So Core42 said that the other day at Starbucks, and they told me they'll bring me my coffee outside. Well, I mean, that's nice of them, I guess, right? Or is it rude of them telling you to wait outside? I guess if they're making someone bring it to you, hand deliver it. So it's like the glass half full, glass half empty mentality. With the vaccine, it's a glass. There is no glass mentality. It's not happening. But with the mask, it's like the glass half full, glass half empty. Is that a bad thing that they made you wait outside, or is it a good thing that they're going to wait on you, hand and fist, they call it? Wait on you hand over fist? Or what? You had to wait in the cold, Cord482 says. So that's not cool. Starter says the door guard at Walmart calls me sir and doesn't stop me. Because he knows I beat that ass. Bellagio's a link. I don't know. I try to pay attention to crypto, but I will learn it someday. I swear. That's how Bellagio is. He can learn anything he puts his mind to, and so can you. But I just have to dedicate some time and learn it. But did they spit in the coffee? That's Sonona's question. Okay, now I'm gonna read. Let's read one of these threads. Let's. That was a good little intermission. That was fun. That turned into a 20-minute intermission. So the Michigan crash threads, guys. Okay, up here, Camp 7 Lake Ground, L.I. Road, Lie Road, LL. I don't know that one. Up there in Michigan. Already a couple of threads back, Anon says he saw a UFO crash in Michigan, but bugged out because he tasted metal. So hopefully we're gonna read. I have a whole bunch of these threads up. We're gonna read that one. Anon's jump on the local scanners and hear the following: 6-man army team plus 1 spook flying in. Deploy UAP team. Army arriving in 3 hours. They've arrived just now. Verizon cellular tower team coming in due to wilderness, no signal, massive area blockage, huge amounts of glow and military air traffic. No sign of crash site, no sign of pilot. Reported 3 hours after crash and ejected. U.S. government says it's a crashed F-16. Military now on site, notice even though chopper was there way earlier. Now shills have started appearing. 3 government trucks passed by rushing the scene. Officer talking, meeting National Guard. The location roughly is in the picture. You are here. Evacuation zones being set. Current scenarios are LMAO, aliens. Chinese, elites trying to steal a dead man switch. Manhunt for pilot. Okay. Broadcastify has a live feed of it. Audio from last night on a mega link right there. I will post this on all 3. Steals your A's. Haha, get wrecked. Huge ship. United Kingdom. Bangor, Maine. I don't get it. Why way up there? Is it heading towards there? Who knows? China invades Taiwan tonight, people are saying. Big things are happening. Additional QRD info from the last bread. Lieutenant Colonel plus UAP team plus mystery glowy deployed first from Madison several hours ago. Air Force, Coast Guard, National Guard, and unspecified military police now on scene. Now at 8:30 a.m. CST, the staging area is still forming. No smoke or fire from crash site, just disturbed soil. Heard aerial report. Smell reported indicative of ionizing radiation exposure. As of 1.5 hours ago, state police not joining in search. Operation now all going through National Guard. No one allowed in. All media info now comes from Air National Guard. Still can't locate pilot via transponders. Let's keep going. Okay. Military helicopters flying into the crash site. They're going dark on the flight radar. Local law enforcement is not allowed near. We've heard that. A lot of crazy stuff going on. A base in Maine. So what crashed up there? What's getting people all up in a conniption? Let's read this other thread here. This is an older one. UFO crashed in Michigan about an hour and 40 minutes ago. It smells unique like nothing I've smelled. Couldn't see much, but there was something moving the wreckage around. And then we busted out. Never saw it, but at least the sound of it. Helicopters arrived after a prop plane circled a few times. Made it out when police finally showed up later. Broadcastify. What did it smell like? What smell? If it smells, someone says like, did he respond? You didn't respond to that. Okay, still reading what he's saying. I'd love to get the people flying the plane around, you know? Private plane, they see something crash. They probably got some good footage. This was one of the Anons on the scene. I want to say, so what does it smell like? Describe the smell closest to what you can say. I want to say metallic, but also so sweet, like licking a battery that was sugary. Tingles, but sweet. The firefighters at Chernobyl tasted metal as well. I've been through radiation treatment that was right into my head, and the beam swept my olfactory. Yes, it's sort of sweet metallic smell taste, much like the smell you get from one of those plasma lamp toys. If you see a slight bluish flicker in your vision, get the heck out of there. That's a very high dose then. So that's why the Anons were thinking radioactive something. Another thread of more area where it crashed. Some type of plane is landing close by. Let's see what you guys are saying. Imagine the smell. That's funny. Why you making me laugh? Just imagine. It's funny. I like it. I like where you... Okay, let's keep going. Okay. Plane, so someone's saying plane went down Upper Michigan. No sign of pilot for hours, even though they should have a tracker. Cops all over the shop from local to CIA and NASA for some reason. Radio chatter says some weird stuff. They probably know the public is listening, and so we'll switch to more secure channels. It's over, officially covered up, someone's saying. So very, very weird stuff going on in the upper Michigan Peninsula. What do they call it up there? The upper peninsula? I forgot. They got some weird word for it. This guy's theory is Chinese drone powered by a nuke that the taste is ionizing radiation, hence the need to evacuate. Could be Chinese drones. Very interesting theory. AI drones, like the drones that were flying over the Midwest. The giant drones, right? They were scanning ground and stuff. That was some weird shit going on. Okay. So Anons are still baking information about this. This is the most recent one. Looks like a normal CSAR response to me, where they pop up a restricted zone so looky-loos don't get in the way, then go to work. If an F-16 did crash, then the EPU might have been activated or breached, which means possibly hydrazine contamination in the area. There is also a possibility it crashed while loaded with ordnance for a training or patrol mission of some sort. To be fair, a UFO crash response would probably look fairly similar to a fighter crash response, at least initially. You can have some hope, schizos, this German Anon is saying. Local media is reporting an F-16 crash. This is by Lake Bluff, Wells, Escanaba, Riverland, Cornell area, Maplewood, the northeast of the Maplewood regions of the Upper Ute Peninsula. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, we're due for a call-in show and a Bible study. Next couple shows, we've reset the algorithms with a good video game stream. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try recording myself gaming in my own leisure time. And we'll upload that to the new backup gaming channel, just to keep that channel active in the algorithms. So the next couple shows here at CHN3, this is our new show. The next show is going to be a Bible study. And then after that will be a call-in show, I'm guessing. Chinese drone just flew over my house. Project Voltron. Very weird stuff going on, guys. Look at more planes going to the area. CIA planes. Military C-12J. The U.S. military designation for the Beechcraft 1900C is C-12J. This is a variant of the C-12 Huron, which is the most common designation for military King Airs. The C-12J includes the 6 Beechcraft 1900s with UD serial number prefixes built for the U.S. military, as well as other 1900Cs in the U.S. military service. Example of C-12J aircraft in military service, including one used for GPS jamming test at the 586th Flight Test Squadron, Holloman Air Force Base, New Mexico, and 3 based in the 459 Airlift Squadron, Yokota Air Base, Japan. The U.S. Army operates both C-12J and 1900D aircraft along with other C-12 King Air aircraft. Very interesting information, aircraft anon out there. This is a Nazi UFO spotting chart. This is probably from a U.S. military manual, to be honest. I'm going to save this one, I like. This is the Klugenstav. The Flugelrad. BMW Flugelrad too. BMW made this one. This is the Vril 4. The Y7, or is this a V? No. That's a Y. Yeah, Y7. This is a Vril. This is a V. It looks like a Y. Interesting. We're saving that one. So, guys. People are talking about one of the planes looks like a Blackbird, but it's not. These are interesting. Another USAFX en route. Very interesting. A lot of activity up there in Michigan. But in general, all the military's buzzing. All the military is moving. Things are happening behind the scenes. Let us read the chat, and we're going to wind this plane down. So we don't know what's going on. Six String Runner says, I have no placeholders like so really? I don't? I doubt that. I'm full of placeholders. I am full of placeholders. At least I'm not as bad as Obama. but China, we sold out to China. I gave Iran $5 billion in cash. At least I'm not as bad as Obama. Six String Running just listened in on a global advertising Zoom meeting. Wow. I'm getting better at speaking, huh? Very good. Well, Connor Island says I'm an excellent broadcaster. Guys, you are flattering me, really. Really. I really appreciate that. Seriously, guys. Thank you. If Obama. Michelle and I. We need to get Mike Lindell to sponsor CHN. Yes. Yes, we do. If only he knew. Mike Lindell. Guys, it's been a real fun show. We're at the 1.5 hour mark. We are winding down the plane. The next episode should be a Bible study. And then, what day is today? Wednesday. I might surprise everyone with a memory hold and CHN co-stream. That could be at any point between now and then. So if I go live, me and him will be talking about random topics. And that's about it. I have to go eat some lunch. I am hungry. I am hungry. Wow, I'm opening this up one more time because I was reading this behind the scenes. Scientists and engineers dreams taking to the skies as black aircraft, the blacked aircraft. William B. Scott, Los Angeles. 1970, is that like real? This is from the 1970s. The airplane has 48 conventional jet engines, then it injects fuel directly to its heat resistant hull, which ignites and pushes the craft forward. The whole plane is basically a nuclear weapon loaded scramjet fuel injected engine. Interesting. No more of that. No more of that stuff. Memory hold, yes, we could do a show tomorrow night would be great. Tomorrow night, even tonight, we could do a late night show. I don't know how late. I could probably do one at like 10 or 11 East Coast. But if not, let's do it tomorrow night. It'll be better for me. Yeah, we are definitely overdue for a Bible study. Roger Sherman is right. Good, perfect. CHN custom pillows, that's funny. That's funny. It's a perfect song to end on. Let's make it louder in my ears. Make it louder in your ears. Guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. Help share the channel. Help share this video. Okay, perfect memory hold. I'll probably be up too, so yeah, that might work out good. I just gotta say, I gotta free up the rest of my day and then I'll be open tonight. This has been a great show. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Keep an eye out for the Michigan crash threads. Those are going to be very interesting. On top of that, all the troop movements in the country. Something is happening behind the scenes. Stay positive, stay motivated, and enjoy the entertainment. If you live in a region where there was turmoil and riots and protests, I would download a couple extra episodes of your favorite show. Go to your Blockbuster torrent facility and favorite site. Get How Things Work, seasons 1 through 40, 10 terabytes of meaningless jargon, factory jargon videos. I love that type of stuff. Because your internet might cut out and you might have to just bunker down. Other people out there that are more proactive and G.I. Joe-like, get with your local law enforcement. Get with your local communities, your local sheriff. They'll need more help than ever. They might even deputize you. And other than that, for everyone else, just enjoy the show. Relax, have fun. Until the vaccine's mandatory. Keep an eye out for that mandatory vaccine. If it's like the flu shot and it's just for people out there that want it, that don't believe in God and have God's safety, let old grandma get the flu shot. I'm not getting it. But if they make it mandatory, I will be on the news. Not in a bad way, like in a protesting way. Like peaceful protesting. You'll see Bellagio. I'll do a face reveal. And I'll be leading peaceful protests. Trust me, I have all the optics and news and media ammunition we need. We don't need brass casing. I have verbal and data and the documents and the optics. And wait till Mike Lindell gets me on Fox News. And we tell them, oh, the optics will be great. You'll love it. Have a great rest of your day. God bless each and every one of you. And don't be afraid out there of anything. Not anything made by man. Don't be afraid of anything made by man. Not 5G, not Biden, not nothing. Have a great rest of your day.